ada masalah sikit dengan saya punya laptop.
Okay.
So, all student from negeri Kedah ke ataupun ada daripada negeri-negeri lain?
Most of them dari utara, tetapi ada few jugalah daripada luar. Tetapi majority daripada utara.
Okey dah, sir.
Alright. So okay, everyone can open, enable your camera, and then our MC is Farisha Faiza will introduce the speakers, and then we'll start first with the introduction, and then directly to the guest speaker content. Okay, please, Farisha, you can begin.
Buka kamera kan?
Yeah, semua enable your camera. Alright. Boleh start, Farisha?
Okay. Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. First of all, thank you for everyone for joining us today. It is really honor to have an experienced academic and researchers with us for this session. Hari ini kita berbesar hati untuk bersama-sama dengan Dr. Indra Irawan bin Muhammad Rawi Chandran, seorang senior lecturer di INT International University yang mempunyai pengalaman luas dalam bidang industri design, product design, furniture design dan research methodology. Beliau juga pernah berkhidmat di beberapa institusi pendidikan tinggi dan banyak menyumbang dalam bidang akademik, penyelidikan serta pembangunan pelajar. Dengan pengalaman lebih 20 tahun dalam industri dan pendidikan, saya yakin sesi perkongsian pada hari ini akan memberi banyak ilmu, inspirasi dan manfaat kepada kita semua. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Dr. Indra Irawan bin Muhammad Rawi Chandran. Dipersilakan, Doktor.
Okay, thank you, Chairperson. So, Assalamualaikum and very good morning. Firstly, I would like to thank you to Associate Professor Dr. Azhari, one of my best friend lah, yeah. Okay, invite me to give an honor lah to give just a sharing session actually, not really give a official talk, just a sharing session with you guys. Some of the what I be going through, and then also spirit teaching with another students, yeah. All right. Okay. So I will share without further ado, I will share my screen, yeah. So later on there's a Q&A, please lah ask a question. Okay, can you see my screen, everyone?
Yes.
Okay, everyone can
Yes.
see my screen, yeah? All right. There's a 3 tables here. Okay, there's an integration of social science with the industrial design process. Yeah. So firstly, I want to introduce myself first lah. So my name is Dr. Indra Irawan bin Muhammad Rawi Chandran. Why Muhammad Rawi Chandran ni? Because I mix. My father is a real Indian lah. Yeah, dia Hindus. And then convert to Muslim lah when get married with my mother kan. That's why my name tu macam tu lah, panjang lah sikit. Ada nama elemen India sikit. Okay. I will mix around lah with English and Malay with you guys, so I understand your situation and your language and so on. All right. So if you can see here, there's a 3 tables here. So both also two is a coffee tables here, and one is just a macam bench lah. Bukan side table pun boleh, nak jadi bench pun boleh. Okay. 2 of them is my design, my prototype, and then this one is my ex-student. Yeah, doing the tables here. If you can see here, dia ada macam yang 2 ni macam ada elemen modern sikit. Yang ni, yang last ni, if you can see here, the last picture, the number 3 ni, they have more decoration, more additional material here. So can you guess where this student come from? Yang this one, the third one ni, yang ada corak-corak ni. Anybody can guess here? This student come from where? Tapi dia Malaysia. I give tips lah. She from Malaysia. Tapi where she come from? Anybody?
Sarawak.
Sarawak. Hampir. So, okay. If you said Sarawak, ya, dia hampir. Dia sebenarnya, this student come from Sabah. The Borneo lah, ya. So, from here you can see, you understand because through the, nanti I akan cerita, I will talk about what is a social science is about. So, how you want to apply social science in your design. Okay. So, this student is come from Sabah. So, she apply element, the decoration, motif design from Sabah elements, their culture, their motif design, apply on her design lah, So, same goes to you guys. You also can apply where you come from, Tengok apa benda yang ada dalam sekeliling you, dari kampung you, mana you asal, you also can apply that element in your design, because if you have this kind of element, it show that you have a strong identity in your design. Alright. Okay, for the agenda today, there's an introduction, they have a social science, what is a social science, and then also how you want to do a secondary research, primary research, and visual research. Okay, and then you see there's a two picture here. Yang baju merah tu, don't see lah, that one is just normal welding, but you can see here there is one trophy made from resin, plastic. So it's more to like modern sikit, because sometimes design also based on material pun we look modern lah, we look modern. So this one is like apa ni, last time is a KLIA baru buka that time, so we use the KLIA punya menara, KLIA punya menara tu as a trophy symbol, because this is a golf tournament, golf tournament among the VVIP yang related to KLIA lah that time. So we design it and then come out the manual raising lah. But this time, in that time, we don't have technology laser cut apa semua, tak ada that time, Okay, semua manual habis, pakai sandpaper lah, gosok apa semua, and then kita buffing, nampaklah kilat macam ni, nowadays easy, nowadays sekarang semua laser cut kan. So dia tak ada kesan apa tu, tak perlu sanding banyak sangat. Alright. So this is to show that they depends by situation, and so we also design based on the sekeliling kita, what, and then element yang apa related to what you want to design. Okay. So what is a social science, and then how is it integrate in the industrial design, product design? Not only industrial design, product design saja, but it also relevant to another design program, such like a graphic, such like textile design, fashion, ceramic, and others lah, fine metal. Okay, how is it related social science to the industrial design? So what I can say here is the relation between social science and industrial design is foundation, foundation modern human-centered design. Human-centered design mean apa kehendak manusia, apa kehendak dan permintaan manusia, and then the social science also, dia will involve psychology, sociology, and anthropology. Okay, and then from there it can provide the empirical data and theoretical framework, kerangka ataupun model kerja berkaitan dengan sifat manusia, about human behavior. Okay, for your info, actually through psychology, sociology dan anthropology, we can measure human behavior, tapi it's not easy. Manusia ni, for your info, human behavior is not easy to measure. We don't know hati dan perasaan manusia, Okay, tapi we go for majority lah, we go majority. Okay, for example, if you want to design something that more to feminine, you buat survey kepada wanita-wanita feminine, we based on that majority. Okay, majority they said that they like pink color for example. Ya, tapi ada juga yang tak suka pink. Tapi we go for majority, right? So banyaklah yang pasal human behavior ni actually what I can say is it's not easy to measure lah. Ya, kalau manusia ni hati berbelah bagi. Okay, it's not like medical. Kalau medical kita boleh detect virus, bacteria and so on. Tapi ini lebih kepada behavior. Memang susah nak measure. Ya. Tapi how we want to support that human behavior tu is correct. We had to base on theory lah. So that's why you need to read a lot. Yeah, you must have a reading a lot. So okay, nanti kita cerita how you want to read, how you want to observe, and how you want to apply it. Okay. Alright. In the social science, okay, dia macam-macam ya. Kalau in psychology, it involve individu, character of person. This one psychology, right? Human yang dalam career in psychology mostly ni orang yang counselling lah ya. Kalau counselor kan, dia orang pandai. Ya, dia orang tahu, they know how to know that character human tu how it looks like ya. Because they also based on their theory and so on ya. Even zaman-zaman Middle Age, zaman-zaman sebelum zaman-zaman Nabi dulu pun ada orang yang tahu pasal psikologi ni. And then dia orang also ada study pasal astrologi, ya, astronomy, astronomy, ilmu bintang, ilmu bulan ya. Kat situ dia measure manusia ada masa-masanya dia macam ni, ada masa-masanya nasib dia okey, ada masa-masa dia akan jatuh sakit apa semua. Ya, memang orang kata benda tu syirik, ada yang kata that is a syirik and so on. Tapi ia adalah ilmu yang bagus untuk dirujuk supaya for me is kita bersedia, we get ready, alright, daripada jadi melampaui contohlah kata you akan sakit sikit, so kita get ready, kita get medicine, we go to clinic and so on ya, we get ready. Okay, memang that is a takdir and so on, so that is what you call it astronomy, yang dia ada involve dengan psikologi ya. But how about sociology? Okay, sociology dia combine with individu, group dan institusi ataupun keadaan sekeliling, negara contoh, negeri contoh, ataupun university, campus you. Kalau institusi, siapa you punya community you, kan? Student for example, pensyarah-pensyarah, pendidik, staff-staff kerja situ. That the whole thing is sociology. Yeah. Or maybe sociology also can be like masyarakat di sesuatu kawasan, for example orang asli for example, or maybe masyarakat di sekitar Merbuk ya. People who still living in the area Merbuk over there itu dia panggil sociology. But how about anthropology? Okay, anthropology is dia more lebih pada history. Ya, dia lebih pada history, tengok macam mana dia punya milestone dia, evolution dia, society dia, dan juga yang paling penting adalah budaya ya, culture. So when I see this a very interesting anthropology ni, because dia involve with history banyak ya. Kalau nak buat research anthropology memang is the best lah ya, sebab dia banyak involve pergi ke site visit and so on. Alright. Okay, I want to go one example design yang based on the sociology sikit and anthropology sikit element ya. Inside this is one of the design, we call it bungkus ya. One of furniture design and the name is bungkus. But I believe that I don't want to explain to everyone. Maybe everyone here they know how to brand or name of your own furniture design or product design. But this one they based on the bungkus. Tak ada salah pun kalau you nak tak mix around English atau Malay pun it's okay. Ini talking about brand ni nanti you ada topik lah ya. But this one kalau you cakap bungkus, so what it means here. So kalau we can see the design like this, actually the designer here dia adalah based on nasi lemak bungkus and campur this one sorry to say this one bawang putih lah. Mungkin for Muslim tu dia very sensitive lah on this ya. Tapi what to do because the designer is non-Muslim ya. So she took for the bawang putih and combine with nasi lemak bungkus. So become a furniture. Dia ada elemen-elemen Malaysian, sociology. But orang Malaysia suka makan. Alright, they like to eat. So this is what they eat. Campur sikit nasi lemak and bawang putih. Jadilah yang design this table ya. Okay. Banyak lagi. You can take elemen-elemen kebudayaan, sifat manusia into your design ya. You can apply. But this also depends to your project brief lah. Depends. Tapi it's good you in-depth research on this. As a student, as a designer, you must have this. Contoh, let's say lah, apa lagi makanan, what type of food, what food that people like to eat in your area or in Merbok for example maybe kari ikan ke, kari ikan sembilang ke, kan? How you want to olahkan dia to masukkan dia sebagai element of your design in your furniture or product design. Anyway, we can see, we go back here, why they call it bungkus. That's why kalau you can see here, the table itself, alright, dia ada pakai cloth here untuk letak apa-apa barang kat bawah ni, down here. So that's why they also have an element lah, bungkus here. Okay. Alright, but when you want to start or designing or this is normal. I believe that you learn all this, just to share again, to remind you guys how you want to design. Before you start design tu, you kena ada kajian lah, you must have ada penyelidikan or research, That is very important, very important, because we cannot suddenly to design it, cannot, You must have a research, so the design itself become more strong lah, Ada reason dia why you want to design that particular furniture or product. So firstly, what you need to do is secondary research. This one yang banyak student yang tak buat benda ni, dia not only student, some also designer, dia tidak membaca. So you kena membaca. You need to read. Okay. Why? Because from the reading ada banyak data-data atau finding yang established yang you boleh guna pakai Okay. Because benda yang sudah dipublish adalah benda yang sah. Okay. Right. Tapi kena tahu jugalah apa yang disahkan. Mungkin kalau disahkan oleh kementerian, disahkan oleh Dewan Bahasa for example, ataupun disahkan oleh conference persidangan yang tertentu. Mana you boleh guna pakai dia orang punya teori, dia orang punya pendapat dan sebagainya. So through the reading, okay lah, semua orang tahu, everyone know, books buku ni banyak, but it's quite rare lah. Kalau design student ni kalau nak go to library tu, dia macam malas kan, okay. So you need to go to library, go find the books that related, search what you want to know, okay. And then journal, journal ni you can get also from online. Even books pun you can get e-books in online, nowadays. Journal ni it can be like a journal article, research article, ataupun journal atau diary orang-orang dulu, okay. Ataupun journal designer, sometimes dia buat catatan, apa yang dia design, you boleh refer from there. Or article from magazine, or article from the journal itself also, you can refer that. And then of course, semua yang selalu student buat lah, ataupun not only student, even designer pun, or educator pun sekarang guna internet sebab senang, benda depan mata, just you no need to go to library, you go Google kat laptop, use laptop ke tab ke phone, alright, we Google ke Internet Explorer pun. And then nowadays pun very famous one, we call it AI, kan? Okay, tak salah guna AI, tapi make sure the information from AI is correct lah. Yeah, is correct. Okay, ada certain information is not incorrect ya. Sometimes dia tak membantu kan. Bila tak membantu, that's why you need to go back, read the books, artikel, journal yang dipublish, yang disahkan oleh serta-serta parti ya. Ya. Okay, kalau in yang internet ni Google dia also kenalah guna yang, jangan guna yang free ni lah. Tapi I understand lah student situation kan nak kena bayar pula kan. Okay. Tapi as a macam professional dia orang memang ada they use Genie AI for example lah, yang bayar punya Genie AI untuk dapatkan reference yang sah ya. Okay, I give a tips lah. I give a tips how you want to read book ke, research artikel ke online. Memang dia membosankan honestly, because you can see dekat kita mostly visual person like us ni, design ni, they don't like to read more kan. They like to visual. Dia more to visual suka tengok gambar ataupun video for example nowadays kan people sekarang, not only you not only student art and design, even not student art and design pun they prefer visual and also video. For instance nowadays TikTok menjadi trend people tak suka pun tengok video-video yang panjang, yang pendek-pendek because ni namanya psikologi, human sociology, they don't like to think too much, tak boleh stress, tunggu lama kan, kesabaran tu tak ada human memang tak sabar pun. Okay, human memang tak sabar. Alright, so jadi if you want to read, I give a tips for you. You find that related article, for example art and design ke whatever. I believe that UiTM have supply online articles to the students and even to the educators there. Okay, and then you read about, find out the keyword. Okay, is it related baca keyword tu okay tak, okay ada related. Then baca dia punya abstract tu jangan baca introduction ke ni, itu take time sometimes yalah English lah sama, is the almost ada article is English so dia will take time. Kita tak ada kesabaran that time. Okay, so nak shortcut, you want to shortcut, read abstract then read conclusion last kali. So baca mula so you dah shortcut kat situ, you tahu okay artikel ni boleh digunakan apa so from the abstract tu you can get the some theory there, and then the conclusion also can get apa kisah sebenar artikel ni. Okay, and then please download lah Mendeley ni. Mendeley ni adalah satu software untuk record, untuk masuk upload all the articles, buku online dalam tu, and then boleh jadi reference for you kat situ. You can analyze, you can do the highlight keywords, highlight picture ke apa ke kat dalam tu we guna Mendeley. Mendeley ni free. That's why I recommend lah to all the students dia macam software yang free, you can get from mendeley.com. Dia boleh secara, you can upload, you have one account tu, dia boleh go directly to in your laptop, and at the same time dia also ada cloud kat situ. You can also save your upload through the online. So let's say lah you forgot to bring your laptop ke apa ke, and then after that mungkin you guna PC kawan you ke apa nak buka, you boleh guna account dia Mendeley ni secara online. Okay, yang ni yang I boleh recommend lah. Kalau yang di others tu kena decide to pay macam contohnya software macam seperti EndNote, ni semua all reference punya software lah untuk manage your data articles or e-books ke whatever lah yang you search secara online. Okay, other than that kita in the online pun you can get use Atlas TI. This one more to level PhD, level master student, they must have this lah. Like Atlas TI, and Vivo, Because these two dia boleh analyze gambar. Contoh you ada sesuatu painting ke whatever, kita boleh mark kat situ, okay, lukisan ni pasal apa, kita boleh analyze from that one. Mendeley tak boleh. Mendeley dia quite limited, ya. Mendeley dia more to words only, perkataan only. Tapi of course lah, dia berbayar lah yang Atlas TI and Vivo. Okay. So let's say this is one of the research article yang berwasik, yang bercerita, yang disahkan. Elevation ni memang is a publish lah. Namanya kalau you can refer to your lecturer itself, memang dia kata elevation is very good lah. It's a Scopus index, yeah. Mostly Scopus index lah, yeah. So you must you go read on this lah, because sebelum dia nak publish ni pun pengarangnya ada 3 orang sini, ya. And Better Daria Botuna and Peter Robbins ni, when they submit this article to Elsevier pun ada lagi panel-panel yang akan lihat this article okey ke tak okey, ya. Kalau okey, maknanya yang panel-panel ni adalah all is a professional, ya. So bukan calon-calon orang lah untuk publish this kind of paper. It's not easy actually, yeah. That's why this is disahkan boleh dijadikan reference untuk all the students, all designers and so on, yeah. So dia bukanlah artikel yang main-main macam ni, bukan macam gosip-gosip punya artis, no. It's a very serious matter. Okay, I give you example. This is one design. They want to design pen paper spray. Okay, you know paper spray lah. Paper spray ni untuk safety lah, ya, untuk safety. So before you start design something like this, this one paper spray ni is not easy to do, because before you cannot simply design. Design memang senang, you can design it, tapi how about you must know paper spray ni involved with the issue on the keracunan, ya, isu pasal keselamatan and so on. So what you need to do is you need to read about paper spray. They involved with the crime, ya. So kita kena baca apa crime index 2000 di Malaysia 2024, ya. Baca berapa ramai apa 2022, kita tengok 52,000. 2024 58. So you can give a gap here, you can say that benda ni perlu dibuat. This product need to do, ya. So there will be so dia ada tulis ini, rising public safety, increasing need to personal safety measure. So maknanya pen paper spray ni amat diperlukan, ya. Tapi nak buat benda ni, you kena tengok pula rules and regulation Malaysia, ya. Kena membaca lah, membaca pasal Offence Act 1958, kerajaannya, government, and then perlukan lesen, ya. Kalau you nak design benda ni, kena ada lesen, ya. And then sesiapa customer kalau nak beli, dia perlu apply permit daripada from PDRM, ya. Even kalau dia manufacture pun, dia kena apply permit untuk membeli paper spray liquid ni, sebab dia adalah dalam akta. So benda-benda ni you kena sensitif. Tapi how? You kena baca lah. You need this, we call it secondary research. Okay. And then barulah you can start designing lah, ya. Start design, and then one more thing, sekarang pun yang menjadi trend nowadays, SDG, ya, Sustainable Development Goals. Dekat situ you can see lah which product you are going through. Is it SDG 3, is it SDG 4, 5, 11 and 16, banyak, ya. Kat sini pun kena membaca lah which one is related to you. So when we go back here, secondary research ni, you kena kesimpulannya, conclusionnya, you must have read, you must have knowledge on this before you start design. Understand, You cannot simply, memang I can say that all the student can draw very good, very good in drawing and so on, tapi bila going to assessment, bila you nak jual produk, pitch your product like that. Dia we call it, nanti I cerita lah what's the product pitching ya. You nak how you want to convince people and so on. Boleh je design, tak ada masalah. I believe that your skill is good, yeah. Now I believe that I will ask Professor Dr. Azari, what semester you are semester 2? Oh, semester 2 ni dah advance sudah lah kan. You know how to sketch, you know how to do all the technical drawing and so on. Yeah. Tapi bila orang tanya, kenapa you design produk ni? How you get this? Who like this product? Kan? And then do you get permission from another party? So all the thing you must have a lot of reading, ya. Kena sensitif lah, ya. Kena sensitif all this. Okay. Other than reading, you also need to do a primary research. Apa tu primary research? Okay, primary research adalah penyelidikan yang tidak melibatkan buku dan sebagainya. Dia melibatkan adalah site visit ataupun memberi questionnaire atau survey ataupun you guna face-to-face interview lah. Okay. So, kalau site visit ni, kenalah pergi tempat tu. Ya, pergi ke tempat tu, rasa, tengok, observe, take picture, apa semua. Ya. Kalau questionnaire, macam biasa, you have to design the questionnaire. Tapi design questionnaire ni tak semestinya you boleh design. You also can take the existing one. Tapi you need to, when you doing during the presentation apa semua, you cakap lah, saya adapt. I adapt this questionnaire and then I change it a bit and I also ask permission from the owner of that questionnaire. Kena minta kebenaran. Ya, kena minta kebenaran. Macam mana nak minta kebenaran? Email je lah. Ya, email ke, WhatsApp ke, itu, call ke apa ke yang buat design questionnaire tu. Cakap saya nak guna question tuan boleh tak? Tapi saya ubah sikit-sikit. Mungkin that question is related to you. Then you boleh ni lah. And then before you do actual questionnaire pun, you boleh tanya pensyarah you, sir, ma'am, boleh tak tolong check questionnaire I ni, okay tak? Kan? Check dulu, ya. Okay, kalau interview pun sama, you also need to ask permission from, ataupun the question yang you want to interview tu, please get validate from your lecturer and so on, ya. So, diorang check dulu, okay, can I use this question? Okay tak? Cukup tak? Kan? Dan baru dia pergi interview. Interview pun dia ada etika dia, ya. Okay. This is the first primary research. Kalau you guna survey biasa, if you are doing a new survey ni, mostly we go descriptive lah. Tapi for your level ni, like diploma, I think it should be enough lah kot, kan? Tak tahu lah kalau you kena guna sebab dia statistik ni dia ada dua. Dia ada descriptive, dia ada inference. Kalau inference ni mostly level master PhD lah, ya. Kalau diploma ni, I think the descriptive pun should be sufficient enough lah, ya. Descriptive easy lah, ya. Easy, ya. You boleh guna Excel. Kalau ada satu software dia panggil SPSS. You masukkan data apa semua, you boleh tahu berapa orang suka, berapa orang tak suka, ya, who like, who don't like, who are really like, kan. Dia panggil Likert scale tu. Okay, and then you come up with chart, ya. From that chart pun dia very clear lah, ya. Contohnya yang warna merah ni macam ramai kan, Google Form. And then sekarang pun Google Form ni dia senang, ya. All survey ni tak macam dulu, ya. Macam time I dulu kena print kertas banyak-banyak, kan. And then kena bagi dia orang jawab, and then kita dapat balik, kita kena tengok satu-satu, we need to check one by one, kan. Besar. But nowadays very easy. Sekarang semua dah ada, ya. Siap online, you bayar. Kalau Google Form ni memang free lah. Ada juga yang berbayar. Yang bayar tu lagi best lah. Dia siap semua, dia lagi advance lah, ya. Yang berbayar punya. This one Google Form memang free. Microsoft also have, Microsoft Form also have, pun boleh juga analyze yang basic statistic like this lah, ya. Survey macam you want to come up with this chart and so on. Okay, For your info, kalau survey ni I bagi tips kat you all, make sure your participant, your respondent Kalau survey dia panggil respondent, kita tak panggil participant, kita panggil respondent, orang yang memberi respon. So the respondent tu must be how many of them? So minimum is 30. Katakanlah you nak buat survey 20 orang, tak cukup. Cannot. Ya, tak cukup. Ya, tak cukup kuat. So make sure you kena ada lebih pada 30. Minimum 30 lah. Senang cerita buatlah 100 ke 100 people ke. Because this one mostly survey ni involve kalau macam you all product design, furniture design ataupun industrial design ke apa whatever lah, graphic design ke. Mostly kalau survey ni pergi survey to customer, client, ya, customer pengguna, the user. So user tak ada masalah lah, ramai semua orang user kan. Everyone is a user. Kawan-kawan you, family you, saudara-saudara you, neighbors, masyarakat sekeliling you, kan? Boleh je. Ya. So kalau survey dia tak specialize kalau you nak survey on the user itself. Okay. Tapi dia depends lah. Sometimes kalau user you adalah is the teenagers for example, dia agak selektif jugalah. Tu dia akan makan masa sikit lah. Ya? Dia will take time that one. That's why kalau in the survey tu you kena ada demographic. What is a demographic? The age, you akan tanya umur dia berapa, you tanya dia punya you give dalam in the survey tu you ask dia kerja apa, kerja ke student, something like that kan. Kat situ you boleh filter dah. Okay, that's why demographic question pun is very important. Yeah. So that is primary research in term of the questionnaire ataupun membuat survey ya. Ni interview face to face. Ini lagi in depth lah. Selalunya yang face to face ni involve you kena jumpa dengan orang, seseorang individu yang related dengan case apa yang you nak buat ataupun design. Contohnya kat sini aesthetic value of lower limb prosthetic user, kaki palsu ya. Dia nak design kaki palsu, macam nak tolong orang yang pakai kaki palsu. So the designer ni dia pergi interview seorang-seorang. Dia tak malu lah. Benda ni tak boleh malu. Okay, tak boleh malu, kena buat muka sepusin. Okay, tapi kena minta ni lah kebenaran apa semua, kena pergi site visit. So site visit ni mana? This why I said ni lah gunanya NGO ni, non-government ni organisation, dia orang yang ada buat benda-benda macam ni. Dia buat rumah rawatan percuma untuk orang-orang ni kan, ataupun contoh macam tempat-tempat latihan budak-budak, student budak-budak yang autism ke, ataupun macam-macam lah. NGO ni banyak terlibat, so you boleh pergi je ya. Kalau boleh you pergi, sebab kalau you nak pergi hospital tempat ni terlalu busy kan, you susah nak jumpa kan. Kadang-kadang kita kena selektif lah, kena cerdik sikit lah ya. Pilih tempat mana yang senang, mudah kita pergi, dekat dengan kita ya. So di designer ni, student ni dia pergi satu prosthetic user ni, place ni, center ni dekat bandar utama ya, dekat PJ bandar utama. So dekat jugalah dengan rumah dia, dekat juga dengan college yang dia belajar. So dia interview lah someone, uncle dia ada interview 2 uncle ni, and then seorang remaja kat sini nak tahu apa yang dia orang nak, apa masalah yang diorang hadapi dan sebagainya. And then dia dapat data something like this. Okay, kalau for your information lah, kalau this is one template lah, you can print screen kat sini contoh-contoh yang template yang you boleh interview diorang. Okay, untuk nama ni I saja blendkan lah, sebab kadang-kadang sometimes the participant they don't want put their name inside the answers. It's okay. Dia tak ada protokol kata you kena letak nama, no need ya. Kita bukan nak masuk mahkamah, we not going to court and so on ya. So nama tu boleh dirahsiakan, pribadi, minta ask permission dulu. Kalau dia kata umur apa semua boleh, tapi nama jangan bergetak, it's okay, no problem ya. Okay, and then you boleh letak question you, lepas tu tengok jawapan dia. Okay lah, Ni dia mesti tanya dalam bahasa Malaysia, tapi dia because this is task is in English, dia translate lah to English. Kalau you interview tu orang tu Melayu, cakap lah Melayu, tak ada masalah. There's no issue ya. Tapi later on you have to translate it. That's why you need a recorder. Ya, standby 2 recorder. Maknanya satu phone dan satu yang betul-betul recorder tools tu. Ya, record. Dua. Kalau ada video, bawa kawan minta tolong ambil video pun cantik lagi, bagus. Ya. Okay. So because this thing ni, you boleh tunjuk evidence dekat you punya assessment, during assessment ke, during you nak product pitching ke, you boleh tunjuk, okay, ni lah proses I dah buat. Because people want to see your effort. Ya, your effort, your research tu. Okay. And then what is a coding? Coding ni maksudnya you analyze lah. Analyze apa yang that person cakap. Ya, tapi interview ni dia take time sikit kalau you nak analyze. Kadang dia masuk dia lain. Tu kena be careful on that. Contohnya, for example, let's say I like pink color, but I don't like too pink. Sudah. The person like pink color, but not like too pink. Apa maksudnya? So maybe what he said is the pink color tu not really pink like a feminine color sangat. Dia kena ada kelas-kelas pink yang maybe pink yang pastel color punya element, for example. Tu kat coding tu, you tulis kat situ lah. You need to write like that. Okay. So when tapi before that you have to explain lah apa tu estetik kan. Sebab estetik ni satu words yang orang design tahulah. Tapi kalau orang yang bukan design, mana dia tahu. So you need to explain, okay, estetik tu adalah kecantikan, luaran, sesuatu produk and so on. Then barulah orang tu tahu nak jawab the next question. Okay. And then jawab-jawab apa semua. So dia dapat suggestion daripada pesakit ni. Dia kata P1 suggest to have a better support on the socket part. Dia kata mungkin socket part dekat prosthetic kaki palsu tu ada problem sikit. So kat situlah dia kena improve lah kat situ ya. But estetik pun dia pun okay je. Sebab dia orang ni tak kisah. Ni sebab because dia orang tua. Kalau kita tengok kat sini, dia retired, and then dia punya occupation, dia mulai accident. Ya, dia accident and then dia kategori as a trauma. Ya. So when go here, dia ada 4 orang kat sini. Cuma yang gambar yang keempat tu tak ada. Cuma ada 3 orang saja dia sempat ambil gambar yang lagi satu. So that's why we cannot push people to take picture with us. Yang you tahu dia paksa dia. Ya. Tapi recording tu boleh ada as your evidence ya. Okay, ada 2 orang Indian, 1 Malay, 1 Chinese, 3 lelaki, 1 female. 2 retired, 1 student. Okay, coordinator ni dia lahir dari kecil, dia memang dah OKU lah kaki dia. Ya. 1 trauma and then this one diabetes, 2 orang diabetes. So, how the data show that here ada 2 orang diabetes, maksudnya memang Malaysia ni memang orang sakit diabetes lah. That's all ni. Kan? Itu yang menyebabkan. So, from here pun we can suggest lah. That's why government dia bila dia buat survey macam ni and so on, apa yang kita perlu buat adalah membuat kempen kurangkan manis kan, daripada melahap kan. Itulah orang Malaysia, they like to eat, to do kan, human behavior. Okay. Next one, ni yang last lah, visual design. This one maybe you guys always apply lah ya. Tengok gambar, contohnya ada typography ke apa ke, you nak apply in your design kan, design packaging ke apa. Tengoklah ni visual design ni mostly you study about yang existing visual design by analytical advisor ataupun designer lah. Boleh je refer dia orang, tak ada masalah ya. Tapi in your catatan, in your sketches ke apa, have to put lah the name where you adapt kan. We not say copy ya, we say adapt. Remember this word adapt ya, ADAPT ya, adapt ya. We not copy, we adapt ya, element from the existing one. So you can adapt from the typography, for example, or color. Ya, color main peranan lah in term of human psychology. Kalau you baca human psychology color, apa? Macam biru dia apa? Biru dia more to medical product. Okay, tapi you tahu tak Cadbury kan, coklat Cadbury. And Cadbury is not a medical product. Dia makanan. Ya, dia makanan yang tidak sihat pun. Tapi dia warna biru. Tapi dia bukanlah biru sangat. Dia biru-biru arah ke purple. Betul lah. Kalau if you can see dia packaging design Cadbury. Ya. So color pun main peranan ya. Dia tak adalah biru macam biru ubat tau kan. Selalu kalau biru, blue ni is more to like a medical lah. And then kalau hijau-hijau ni dia is suitable for food packaging, for example macam nasi lemak kan. Nasi dia dengan daun pisang macam menarik kan. Okay. Food banyak pakai warna hijau, ada juga yang pakai merah ya. Okay. What else? Kalau produk, tengoklah kereta tu macam mana. Contoh macam kereta tu yang mana sudah minat transport design for example ya. Apa color yang sesuai. Tapi tak semua color yang sesuai certain pada certain shape and form. This one you can ask Prof Azhari lah. Prof Dr. Azhari dia very expert lah on transport design ni. Ya. Tapi you can see ada setengah-setengah form. Kalau your drawing is okay, tak ada masalah. You masuk color apa pun okay je. Tu dia matrix dia. Alright. For example, okay, I cakap cerita terus lah. Ada 1, 2, 3 brand kereta. Contohnya Lamborghini and Ferrari. Kenapa color dia cantik ya? Lain daripada lain because dia punya form tu, dia punya shape dia tu. Tu main peranan. That's why you need to learn about element of design, principle of design tu. Okay? Alright? Mungkin contoh Ferrari. Kenapa kuning cantik? Cuba Ferrari warna kuning tu letak kereta jenama-jenama lain. Mesti macam tak kena kan? Macam tak best kan? Yellow color kan? Yellow color ni dia kalau certain brand dia okay. Cuba yellow color you letak kereta. I tak nak cakap lah kereta brand apa kan? But you know lah. You must say faham. Alright? Kalau Ferrari and Lamborghini no issue. Tapi Lamborghini I quite rare lah jumpa warna yellow. Ada, memang ada. Tapi Ferrari dia letaklah color apa pun. Memang dia is Ferrari. Dia suitable any color. No problem. Yeah. And then you also can style sketching you also can refer people, adapt from other people main sketching apa semua, okay. How to design your certain product ya. And you boleh tiru je, tak ada masalah. Boleh adapt ya. Bukan tiru lah, adapt. Okay. This why I tak nak cerita banyak lah. This why you know lah kan how to do this style ni. And then the other one is visual research. Okay, so it's a layout. So you can study layout people here. Ini untuk for your what we call it. Kan you student kan kadang-kadang you kena buat apa presentation board ke atau presentation skill you ke. You can also adapt the layout here ya. Benda-benda ni penting untuk promote you punya design actually. Ya, penting juga ya. Bukan sekadar you buat research, you nak design produk untuk people using juga. Tapi you also kena think about how to pitch. Ni kalau product pitching ni. Pitch. You want to convince people, you want to attract people, go to you like your product. So layout ni penting. Ya, marketing lah, senang cerita marketing. So marketing actually is social science. For your info. Alright? Business study actually is social science. Marketing tu one of them lah. Bila jadi technical tu, tu yang kena belajar account. Alright? This existing product. Ni kita ni Malaysia brand, She. Okay, so katalah let's say lah you want to design certain, katalah you kena design gitar ke whatever. You refer lah the existing one, tengok see how dia packaging, what material they are using. Yeah. What technology they are using. Kena study lah all this. Okay. Kena study. Okay. And then this is how yang pen spray tadi tu. Okay. That designer, how they study all this. Bukan sekadar tengok je. You cannot just see only that visual ya. You need to analyze it. Ini we call it critical thinking ni, kena fikir. Okay, this product ni apa dia punya kelemahan dia? Apa limitation dia? Alright? Then you list down lah, something like this, gap dia. And then barulah you boleh design lawan dia. Okay? Itu saja. Thank you. Wah, macam cepat
Okay, mana Farisha?
So dia Q&A lah.
Okay, alright. Kita proceed to Q&A. Jika ada soalan, if you have any question to ask Dr. Indra, you may ask.
Cakap bahasa Melayu tak kok?
Boleh.
Can.
Kalau macam kita buat satu produk tu untuk user macam orang tua kan.
Okay.
Kita nak buat interview, kita kena interview dia.
Okay. Alright, good question. Sebelum kalau you dah ada produk yang you dah siap, you boleh test je. Tapi sebelum tu mesti you interview dulu kan, sebelum you design. Dan bila produk you dah siap, baru you bawa produk tu dekat dia, so dia test. Tengok macam mana. Itu selepas lah. Selalu orang buat selepas lah. Ataupun during the process tu, you ada buat pre-prototype atau we call it mock-up or something like that. We call it mock-up kan, Prof Azhari kan?
Yeah.
So, from mock-up tu, macam dia separuh siap lah. Separuh siap. Sama juga macam orang nak design code, for example. Kan? Code kan? Tahu code kan? Code, dia customer kena datang 2 kali tau. Nak untuk test. Dia mula-mula datang ukur apa semua. Lepas tu, second time dia kena datang balik. Customer tu have to datang balik. Test lagi yang second time, tengok fit tak. Lepas tu baru kali ketiga tu baru siap betul-betul. Dia ada 3 proses tu. Actually. Ni depend pada masa lah. Yang ini time management ni student lah have to do. I cannot say anything lah kan. It's a time management lah. Dia kena memang sepatutnya 3 kali actually. Is it I answer your question? Muhammad Anas tadi just now.
Yeah, Anas.
Okay, thank you sir.
Alright. Memang dia kena 3 kali sepatutnya lah. And then one more thing I want to dia kalau design ni dia ada bespoke design. Ya. Bespoke ni dia lebih pada psikologi. Bespoke ni dia macam you design code dia untuk individu ni. Tu bespoke kan. Nanti you akan buat lah, nanti you akan belajar benda tu nanti. Tu untuk individu. Kalau yang untuk sosiologi mostly we design untuk semua orang boleh pakai. Tu very dia itu kena test by grouping. Kan? By grouping boleh je. Any question?
Lagi? Ada soalan lagi? Kita buka. Okay. Adakah? Ada soalan?
Saya Su.
Okay, Hanan.
Dengar? You mute.
Mute, Hanan. Mute. Okay.
Saya nak tanya, bila kita nak cuba sesuatu produk, kita perlu menggunakan survey face to face kan?
Maksudnya?
Maksudnya kita bertanya soalan face to face, macam bertanya tentang sesuatu produk tu.
You maksudnya interview ya?
Interview. Lepas tu, katakanlah kita buat satu produk tu untuk baby.
Okay.
Macam mana kita nak tanya, sebab kan
dia bayi yang tak faham apa-apa. Macam mana kita nak faham dia punya keperluan dia.
Jadi kalau berkaitan dengan medical ataupun sains kesihatan ni, so you sebelum ke bayi tu you kena tanya doktor dulu. You kena interview doktor dulu. Okay? And then barulah you interview parent dia. Tu bentuk dia. So, proses dia macam tu lah. Doktor lah, doktor dipanggil apa? Pediatrik lah, pediatrik. And then sebelum ke doktor tu, you kena baca juga. Bukan pasal ekonomi baby dan sebagainya lah. I just want to share, I have also experience, ada involved dengan sains kesihatan juga dan ni related to dyslexia. Sebelum I interview, I ada jumpa doktor dulu, I ada jumpa pakar dyslexia juga. And then sebelum tu pun saya ada baca sedikit-sedikit. Kita nak tahu apa punca-punca dyslexia. Kita dapatkan teori-teori dia. Contohnya punca, let's say, punca orang dyslexia ni adalah bayi yang dapat dyslexia ni adalah disebabkan punca daripada ibu mengandung sebenarnya. Ya, punca daripada ibu mengandung yang tidak menjaga nutrisi, yang stres dan sebagainya. Okay. And then kita pergi jumpa partisipan yang betul-betul yang ada anak yang dyslexia, kita tanya betul ke? And yes, memang betul. Ya, saya ada experience tu, saya pernah interview seorang pensyarah juga, dia seorang anak yang dyslexia. So, ya, memang ada yang certain teori yang kita dapat daripada buku, daripada doktor, daripada pakar dyslexia sendiri tu memang bertepatan. Kita siasat. And then from there lah, baru kita design lah buku untuk orang-orang dyslexia ni. Sebab dyslexia ni dia tak boleh membaca yang tepat kan. Tu contoh lah. So you kena go through pembacaan secondary and then primary, jumpa doktor sebagainya, and then barulah you pergi interview yang bayi tu apa semua, baru and then you design produk untuk bayi tu, lepas tu pergi balik kat bayi tu you test. Itu yang sepatutnya, tapi tak tahulah masa you tu kan. Takut masa tu tak kena. Ni time management, ni student yang kena manage your time. Nanti Pro Azhari dia akan jemput seorang lagi kot pakar time management. Time management. That's why yang masa design process tu, your lecturer will ask you to do the graph tu. Minggu pertama, kedua apa you buat, minggu ketiga apa you buat. Kena plan lah. Okay? Is it I answer your question? Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Doktor.
Lagi ada soalan lagi?
Tapi just honestly I want to say that face to face interview lah is the best lah for me. Because you dapat rasa apa yang dilalui. Untuk for your level pun you pun tak banyak fikir pun kan. You just dapat jawapannya, itulah dia punya result dia. Kan? Tapi itulah nak kena take time lah, kena buat interview, kena buat appointment, kena bawa sedikit sendera hati, ada kalau ada bajet lah kan. Okay. Buat sikit sendiri hati apa semua kan. Tapi kalau boleh nak senang, carilah yang berdekatan dengan rumah ya. Senang lah. Untuk for your level tu. Okay.
Alright. So ada lagi soalan nak ditanya? Yes, any questions? Okay. Okay, mungkin last one dah kot yang tu yang tadi. Alright, so kita dah di penghujung program kita. Mohon semua buka kamera, kita nak ambil gambar sikit.
Ambil gambar.
Kita ambil gambar, last one. Semua enable kamera, buka kamera.
Semua di hostel ke ni?
Ada yang di rumah, ada yang semua kita buat online. Alright, siapa lagi yang belum buka lagi? Daniel belum, Farisha, Faizal, Hafiz, Idal. Pak Lah mana Pak Lah? Pak Lah tidur
Kejap,
ni. Daniel, Humara. Okay, jap. Saya nak ambil gambar. Ready? Okay. Right. 1, 2, 3. Okay, jap. Saya save dulu. Ya. Jap. Okay.
Kejap.
Okay, jap. Kita ambil sekali lagi. Okay, right. Jap. Mana dia punya ni? Jap. Okay. Dah ready dah? Dah buka dah? Okay, ready Laila nampak tudung je Laila. Okay. Alright. 1, 2. Oh, tak cantik pula. Tak cari ketiga sekejap. Sekali. Ready. Ready. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, sekejap. Saya save. Okay. Right. Okay. Kalau tak ada apa-apa, terima kasih semua. Terima kasih sekali lagi saya ucapkan kepada Dr. Indra atas kesudian menjadi guest speaker untuk kelas kita lah IDD 151 Design Method. Okay, semua kita jumpa lagi di lain slot insyaAllah dan terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih Dr. Indra.
Ya, terima kasih juga saya ucapkan
sir.
Doktor, terima kasih.
Terima kasih,
pula
sir.
untuk
Terima kasih.
belajar lah. Ya, semoga you sukses lah. Ya.